Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and in this video I'll be going over the various discounts and bonuses that are now active in GTA Online as of Thursday the 29th of April 2021. All of these are going to be available for 1 week until Thursday the 6th of May. The podium vehicle this week is the Revolter, which can be won by spinning the lucky wheel in the casino. It's in the sports class and normally sets you back just over $1.6 million. It's in the very competitive C tier for the sports class, as well as being, as we saw from my video a few weeks ago, the 6th fastest 4-seater in the game. It's also pretty fun off-road in a rally format, but it's certainly not a must-win for regular sports races. The premium race this week is Cutting Coroners, which is an old-style lap race in the city for the Supers class. The original car testing track before I created the longer Cutting Coroners GP that I use for testing now, the top supers of the Emirates, Krieger, Wagner and SATRR will be your best bet around here. Also, the regular time trial this week is Elysian Island 2, which you can see being completed later in the video alongside the premium race track, with the RC time trial being Vespucci Beach. In terms of regular vehicle discounts, saying that there's not much would be an understatement. The only regular raceable vehicle on sale this week is the Paragon R with 40% off, making it cost just over $500,000. The rest, of which there aren't many either, are weaponized non-raceable vehicles with 40% off the Ardent, APC and Half Track. That's literally it for this week. You can of course find out the lap times, top speeds and tiers of all the vehicles that I've mentioned here by checking out the playlist and video links in the description and pinned comment. In terms of discounts specifically for Amazon Prime Gaming members who've linked their Rockstar Social Club accounts, you'll save some money on some more weaponized vehicles. There's 70% off the Armoured Boxville and JB700W, with 35% off the weaponized dinghy. Nothing to write home about with any of these since none can be used in races and aren't particularly quick, but the JB700W does have some cool features and weaponry. It does have exactly the same performance as the regular raceable JB700 though. I'd also like to thank LastPass for sponsoring today's video. With so many websites to remember passwords for these days, LastPass is the completely free password management service that I use to do all the remembering for me. Check them out with the link in the description. Other miscellaneous bonuses this week include triple money on the Motor Wars adversary mode, plus double money on bunker cell missions and bunker, diamond and missile base adversary modes. There's also 50% off bunkers and bunker renovations, and 40% off laser weapons. In terms of my deal of the week, it's more of the only deal available this week with the Paragon R. It's in the A tier for the sports class, so not quite on the top pace of the S tier cars, but it's very quick nevertheless and quite a nice driving experience if you're ever racing with just A tier sports cars. And now it's time for the news and discussion segment of the video where I ramble on for a few minutes about something while you watch me completing this week's time trial and showcasing the track for the premium race. And holy moly, what an underwhelming week this one is. The Paragon R being the only non-weaponized raceable vehicle across all the regular and prime discounts, the Revolter, a car that was given away for free previously on the podium. It's amazing how bad it is this week for discounts, but I will say that there is usually a pattern to the way that Rockstar do these, where if there's a good money making bonus, like for example double money on bunker sales is quite profitable and that's obviously active this week, the actual discounts that we get are pretty bad. And the opposite is true as well. So if there's not really a good money making opportunities in terms of double or triple money in a certain week, we'll get more discounts. But certainly considering last week we saw quite a few really good discounts on a lot of vehicles, to go from one of the better discount weeks last week to one of the worst this week, it's definitely a sharp change. And yeah, I don't think I've ever known it before where of all the discounts, whether it's Amazon Prime discounts or it's regular discounts as well, I don't think we've ever had it where there's only one regular raceable vehicle on discount across both. It's kind of crazy, and even though the rest are obviously weaponized vehicles, there aren't many of those either. So yeah, really an underwhelming week this week in terms of discounts. To add insult to injury on that point, GTA 4 is 13 years old today, and this is the kind of week that we get to celebrate that. I say celebrate it, Rockstar never really do anything to celebrate the anniversary of their own games. you have sort of GTA 3 has like 10, 20-year anniversaries, things like that. Vice City, San Andreas, all these great games that they've had in the past. They get anniversaries every year, obviously, but they don't have to do something every year. But even on those milestone years, like 15 years or 20 years or something like that, they never do anything. They don't do anything in their current game, which is obviously, GTA Online. They don't do anything to commemorate that ever. And I always think it's a little bit of a shame, because they do make such great games, and they have made such great games, and it would be nice to have some tie-ins. For example, if Vice City has a 20-year anniversary or something, they could make certain vehicles that were prevalent in Vice City either free or heavily discounted or something in GTA Online. Same goes for obviously GTA 4's 13-year anniversary today. They could do something, even if it's just making some vehicles the regular discounts, the 30-40%, but vehicles that are related to the old games. But they don't do anything, and it's always a bit of a shame. They don't even mention it on social media, in terms of tweeting about it or anything like that. So I always think it's a little bit of a shame. One thing I will say about all of these discounts is that even though there aren't many this week, the Ardent is always a nice discount to have, and I'm going to be buying it to, get back in my garage. It still annoys me, the Ardent, the fact that, it has these two piddly little guns on, and that's what makes it not available to use in Sports Classic races, even though it would be on the very top pace, right up there with the Cheetah Classic and the Turismo Classic. It would be, right on top pace for the Sports Classics class, and it's a really nice car to drive. It would be great to race with. But these two little guns that they decided to put on it basically render it useless for Sports Classics races, whereas you've got things like the Revolta or the Comet Safari that you can put guns on them, and still they can be usable in sports races, and just they have their guns, deactivated. So yeah, the Ardent is always a nice discount to have. It's just, again, it always brings up that memory that, oh, I'm going to buy this and it's a lovely car to drive, but I can't use it in a race anyway. So yeah, as usual, I'll be back with another video just like this next Thursday, the 6th of May, where we'll go through everything that's changed once again. Feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.